Your way out of whatever you're in is right in front of you, but you allow depression to overwhelm you until all you have to do is just look and see what's right in front of you. When trouble comes our way, the first thing a person that's depressed will say is, if only I could be somebody else, or if only I can be somewhere else, or only if I can do something else, I might not have such a hard time starting over. But did you ever notice that when the Lord told the discouraged fishermen to cast their nets again after they had been toiling all night, still bringing up nothing? Do you remember that the Lord told them to cast their net, and it was right in the same place that they had been working all night long, and they couldn't catch nothing? But when God said, cast your net, it was there for the taking. Don't you know that when God speaks to your mind, all you got to do is open your eyes and walk right into it? But most of us, Jesus tells us to use the same old net in the same old pond. In other words, nothing is new under the sun. It's just that we allow the devil to get in our mind, and sometimes we develop spiritual amnesia. Or I heard the preacher on the radio, on the TV the other day, say that we're spiritually retarded because we don't remember what God has already done for us. Oh yes, Jesus says, try again. That's because he wants us to defeat our enemies rather than run from them. Too many times we run from situations. And let me tell you, we can't run from everything. Listen, let me tell you something. Folk look at their problem. They look at their situation, and the first thing they do is want to turn to the bottle or turn to some type of drug and get as high as they can to try to escape from the problems of life. But let me tell you something. Every good thing must come to an end. And I don't care how high you get. When you come back down off your high, your problem is going to still be there. So you need to stop running from the problem and start dealing with the situation. Oh, yes. Jesus says, try again. Oh, don't let it. He wants you to defeat your enemies, not run from them. He wants us to deal with those old temptations and overcome them. He wants us to face those faults and conquer them. He wants us to confront yesterday's trials today and tomorrow until our soul finally takes over and says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Oh, yes. We got to learn that we can't be depressed. We can't get down and out over what happens to us. Listen, Peter said, don't think it some strange thing is happening to you when trials come your way. Let me tell you something. That's why we got to stop running and crying to everybody, because everybody has problems. Everybody has issues. But what you need to do is you need to know that you can take them to the one who is able to solve. Let me tell you something. I need help. If I need help and I come to you and you don't have anything to offer me, let me tell you, I don't need to talk to you. I need to go where I need some help. If I'm sick and I need medication, I don't need to go to the candy store. I need to go to the pharmacist. Oh, yes. But then, not only that, but the third and final stanza of David's song to the Lord is found here in verse 2b. He says, how long shall my enemy be exalted over me? Listen, now don't seem like the words of one who on top of feeling deserted and depressed, he is now feeling dissatisfied. And don't you know we can't allow dissatisfaction, did I say that right, to rule our lives. We got to learn how to be satisfied and content in whichever state we're in. Let me tell you, the story is told of a little piece of wood that complained. The piece of wood complained bitterly because the owner of the wood kept cutting away at it full of holes. But And he said to the wood, he said, little piece of wood, without all this cutting, you would just be an ugly stick. I'm going somewhere. You may think that I'm destroying you, but I am actually changing you into a flute whose sweet music will comfort sorrowing hearts. My cutting is not destroying you, but my cutting is making you. And so today the questions are you feeling deserted? Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling dissatisfied? If you are, then I come by here today to let somebody know that God is making you. Every time you face a trial in your life, every time there's a problem in your life, don't just think that the problem is coming to destroy you. The problem is not just coming to take you out, but the problem is coming to make you better so that you can face the other problems that's coming your way. I heard the boy say we fall down, but we get up. So when the problems come, you may fall down, but you can get back up again, get back up again, get back up again. God will help you, somebody. We don't have to stay down. Malachi 3:3 says, and he shall sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. Oh yes, just like a silversmith who heats the silver to remove all of its imperfection. God is working to perfect your image as well. And like the silversmith who knows the progress is complete when he can see his own image reflected in the silver, God knows that you are complete when he can see his reflection of you. God is working on us. The songwriter said, please be patient with me. God is not through with me yet. If you should see me and I'm not walking right, if you should hear me and I'm not talking right, just know one little thing. God is not through with me yet. Because when the Lord gets through with me, I'm going to be just what he wants me to be. Oh yes, yes, yes. And so David's questions are over. David has sung his 3 stanzas, but the symphony is still not complete. The song needs a chorus. Any good song don't just have verses, but it has a chorus. Oh yes, time is filled with swift transition, but then we got to have the chorus that says, hold to God's unchanging hand. And every now and again, the chorus may get good to us. That's why we repeat the chorus. And after every trial, after every situation we go through, we need to know that the song is not complete until we have a chorus. Remember at the beginning of the message, I said that David asked 3 rhetorical questions. And rhetorical questions are questions